he's sideways.
Oh, look at
It's
this. I work in social media.
There we go.
How do you like that?
Does he get a round of applause, Big Al?
Yes, it does. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jon Brooks.
If at any point you feel like hanging upside down or whatever you want to do, feel free. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. The irony is that I actually do work in social media, and I've lashed out and got some actual podcasting gear, and good work, me. So, yeah, my 47 years of showing, all the kids at work are going to laugh at me.
No. This is not a slick show. It's all good. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. So for those who don't know Jon, he's a local, very highly regarded comedian. One of those comedians that everybody says is a comedian's comedian, as well as the audiences. But you're always a local favorite. Everybody says how amazing you are.
Oh.
I don't know if you know that, but that is the truth.
Oh, that's very sweet. Comedian is usually that curse where you never make any actual money. So I can attest to that.
Yeah. So when did you start doing comedy, Jon?
Wednesday. It was Wednesday,
Wow.
November 28, 2007.
Man, how do you remember that?
Because it was 1 week after Kevin Rudd got elected, and I was actually supposed to be working on the local Kevin 07 campaign. I spent the entire time writing stand-up. So I was supposed to be helping candidates win an election, but instead I was sitting in some union office on Henley Beach Road writing jokes. So I remember that pretty well.
Right. So we can thank Kevin 07 for you.
Yeah.
If he was never elected, we'd never have Jon Brooks.
No.
And,
some people are now adjusting their time machine plans from kill Hitler to stop Kevin Rudd getting elected.
And how was the start? You know, do you remember your first gig? How did that go?
I do. I remember a lot about my first gig, actually. I'm going to drop some names here. So it was at the old Rhino Room, the old new material, new comedian night at the old Rhino Room. Ben Darso was hosting. And I remember a very young, very enthusiastic Ben Darso coming jogging up to me and saying, "Oh, is this your first ever gig?" Shaking my hand, encouraging me. And I just thought, wow, this is lovely because, you know, I'd come from the music world where it was very competitive. And there was a bunch of other local comedians there, the people that, you know, they've all moved on to Melbourne and that sort of stuff. But there was Ryan.
Darso's doing cruise ships. He's doing really well.
He's doing really well. Yeah, he's a full-time professional comic, has been for years. A couple of other names that people might remember, people like Angus Hodge, Dave Campbell were all there. They were lovely and encouraging. I remember getting up and doing my set. It was terrible. Like it was bad. It was genuinely bad, but there was just enough laughs to hook you. It's kind of like a sort of Scientology thing. Yep. Like they get you with just the bare minimum so that you'll invest your life and completely turn yourself over to it. But it was great. I remember walking home on cloud nine because I had, like I said, I'd come from the music world, so I was used to performing on stage. And I instantly realized there was nothing like it. So I was hooked from day one.
Yeah.
That's great.
Do you remember?
You're totally right.
You remember when Jon started Big Al?
I do, yes. And it was you do find that you some of the new comedians will have a group of that start together, and maybe yourself and Dave Campbell and Hodgie and a few of those that and it's good that you guys have kind of come through. And I think it was it Lewis Garnham and a few others, I reckon probably around about that time. And who's
a couple of years later,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, like Nick Huntley, Lewis Garnham, those guys, they came through. I reckon they came through like about sort of 2011, 2012. That was sort of like the Amos Gill era.
Yeah, right. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
And you still get enjoyment out of it all these years later?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Like we actually all just did a gig together on Friday night, and it was the first gig that I've done.
Yes.
In 15 months because I had to step back from it. I've got a reasonably high pressure job, which doesn't leave a lot of room for creative stuff. but yeah, getting back on stage just on Friday night, I was just like, oh yeah, I remember why. I remember why I put myself through this. I remember why all the stress and the losses and the traveling and the gigs with no one there and the cancelled shows. No, I genuinely love it. Like the experiences on Friday night were like, yeah, this is why you do it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you were very good. Very I mean, you were able to have 15 months off and still get up and do it because you're very natural. You know, it's not an act for you. Well, it doesn't seem that way. You're very much yourself.
Well, people, yeah. Well, thank you. That's very kind. People will say it's like riding a bike. You know, you never forget. Well, it's like falling off a log. I think it's just cumulative trauma. It's just always there. It's like, you know, the veteran who comes home and hears the firecracker go off. Ah! Like you've always got it there. Like you remember what it's like. You remember the smells. You know, it's a beautiful art form. But you've got to swim through some poop to get to a place where it's enjoyable, I think.
How did your son enjoy it? Because it was the first time your son saw you do live.
It's the first time he's seen. It's the first time he's seen. He loved it. He loved it, and I really hope I haven't given him the bug, but I think we might have, because he was just like, Dad, do you think one day I might be a comedian? And then just the whole way home in the car was just cracking jokes, trying material out, and some of it landed. And I was just like, get stuffed, you 11-year-old genius. Stop it. Let Dad have something. Let Dad cling to his old awards so that he can still feel valuable, you know?
Yeah.
Let me have something.
Yeah. I'm glad you're hanging on to that. Mine are all buried in a box in the garage. Every now and then I'll start cleaning up and go, oh, I used to be good at comedy. Yeah.
You still are, man. Famous people with stars are still being sung at my house to this day.
Is it? Oh,
yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Very dated
that was genuinely lovely seeing you and Dave or Big Al on stage again. It was really, really cool. It was just reminded me of the days when, you know, we'd all finish the gig and we'd all go down to the pizza place afterwards and sit there and talk. And there was a real camaraderie around it that I think the social media era lost.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Well, I do notice that, and it's important too, and this is not a criticism, but I do notice some of the newer comedians set up their camera at the back of the room. I was talking to Limo about this because Limo and Justin Hamilton were both on the other night as well.
Yeah.
So it was a good sort of like a lot of older school comedians were on, and I was saying how a lot of the new comedians are very focused, and they come in and they set up their camera at the back of the room so that they can cut up their comedy into bits and put it up on Instagram and TikTok afterwards. And then after the gig, a lot of them do disappear to edit their work rather than hang around like we used to. It's just changed. And that's, you know, that'll probably mean they get there and they make something of themselves. So that is not a criticism, but yeah,
not at all. It reflects the reality. Like, I mean, they don't have to, they can't follow the same path that we had, which was promoters and festivals and getting in front of the right people and then getting an entry-level TV writing job. That whole infrastructure doesn't exist anymore. So it's up to these kids to just carve their own path out. So I have no ill will to the TikTok generation, because they're just responding to the circumstances they've been presented with.
Oh,
and also it means that we don't have to buy them pizza, so that's fine.
and it's great to see some of them building an audience all by themselves without having to suck up to the right person at the Melbourne Comedy Festival Hi-Fi bar. You know, they don't have to do that. They can just be funny and find an audience organically at the moment anyway. Eventually that model will probably break, but for the time being, that seems to be the way forward. Yeah. And are you into it? You know, are you into social media? Are you staying on top of that and willing to put yourself out there in that way?
Look, I do for work. And it's not really my core job. It's just part of it. Because I mean, my actual training is in journalism, so I'm a journalist by trade. It's just one of those things that as the old skills disappear, you need to skill up with it. I know what I would need to do in order to build an audience online. It's all those like little micro engagements that you need to do every single day. You just need to be out there. You need to be thinking about the algorithm, how to engage with people, how to keep the eyes on you all the time in this huge sea of stuff. I just wonder whether or not I'm prepared to do it, because when you completely give yourself over to serving the algorithm, I think you really do miss out on like little moments in life. You know, some people might be able to compartmentalize it. I can't. Like, I genuinely think that you can't be a social media beast without losing a piece of yourself in some way. And you know what? Ironically enough, I've got an idea for something that I want to do on YouTube that's been brewing for years, which is exactly this. So I'm a massive hypocrite. So don't listen to me at all.
I don't know. I think,
But
you know, the world is so fragmented that finding any line of truth is quite a challenge. A lot of things that you say, the opposite could also be true these days. So, yeah. And what's you're a bit of a fan of Jon's other line of creativity, aren't you, Big Al?
I am, and I do need to get some more from you. Which is
my OnlyFans feet pics.
Well, this either makes him sound like a drug dealer, or we probably should be more specific.
It's of course your hot sauce.
Hot sauce
ventures. So
Yes.
Jon makes it's Duncan and Brooks. That's still the name of it, isn't it? Or is that changed?
It is, yeah. So that's named for. So that's named for me and my son and my partner. So my son is Duncan Brooks. My soon-to-be wife is Duncan. I'm Brooks. It's a very weird thing. I am from Port Pirie. There's no link between how my son and my partner have the same last name, but it's South Australia. It happens. That was a COVID thing. Like when COVID shut the world down and everyone was jumping onto Zoom meetings to do gigs and that sort of stuff, I just thought, look, you can either go into this pandemic with your head held high and a shred of dignity, or you can tell jokes to people in HR meetings. So I don't know why, but I just decided I've never really wanted to start a food business or a side hustle or anything like that. I was just watching heaps of hot sauce videos, and I liked a couple of hot sauces and went, I'm going to try and make a hot sauce and sell it. It was just a pure challenge, something that you could do, because I could grow the vegetables. I could go into a kitchen on my own without having to be around people because it was COVID, and I could sell it online. So that's entirely what it was.
Perfect.
And then somehow we fell backwards into making a really, really nice product. And I was like, okay, maybe we should kind of run with this a little bit. It was interesting. It was an interesting experiment. I'm still kind of doing it. We're just kind of furloughed at the moment because you can just kind of tell people don't have the disposable income anymore. And the problem I've got, and Dave, like you've probably seen me make this stuff, or at least you've had some insight into what it is. I don't want to bore the few people that are watching, but a lot of hot sauce is made with very cheap ingredients. The one that we make is made with entirely fresh ingredients. The difference being ours tastes really good. Like, it tastes like a really good quality product. The difference being it costs an arm and a leg. And in order to keep it competitive with other hot sauces, I need to make very little money on it, because I'm not a great marketer. So I don't really know how to position it, you know, as a super premium product and all that sort of stuff. So we just kind of turn up to markets. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It's more of a hobby at the moment. And like at the moment, with people just not having like disposable income with the cost of living crisis, our sales just went through the floor. And it's like, you know what? The beautiful thing about this business is I don't have staff. I don't have a factory. I don't have overheads. I can just put it on the shelf for a year. And if things turn around in 12 months, I just go back into the rental kitchen that I use. I make a fresh batch, and I'm going to nick off down to Victor Harbour Markets and try and sell 40 bottles and be happy.
Yeah. And what's the secret to making?
So you've got a few different products, and obviously you've got the green one and the green sauce, and also the red sauce. Have you doing both still? The green one was my favourite, on eggs. Oh, so good.
Everyone loves the green one.
I'm going to rubs there for a bit.
We did, yeah. Look, the rubs and stuff were really kind of a value add, and I'm kind of moving away from them, just simply because what we do with everything that we make. So when you make a hot sauce, there's always a ton of stuff that would normally go in the bin because you strain it. So essentially with our green sauce, we just take a heap of green jalapeno peppers, a heap of fresh lime juice, which we had to juice by hand because anything that's been like harvested and bottled tastes different. after a day or two. So you could actually really taste the difference. So we would have to juice 300-400 limes at a time. And we'd have to go through all these jalapenos, and then we put premium tequila in it. And we had salt that we'd sourced from a particular part of South Australia that went in it. And, we had another ingredient that was like an absolute pain in the neck to do. And it was like, you know what, I kind of hate this sauce because it's delicious, but it's just such a nightmare to make. And everyone is coming up to me just going, when's the green one back in? When's the green one? It's like, when I've got $1 million to make a green sauce machine that will make it, and I don't have to lose my skin because I've got my hands covered in, in lime juice, which goes through those thin gloves. So,
right.
So we have the green sauce. We have the red sauce, which I love. Like, that's my personal favorite. We have it in a jerry can at home. Like, we pour it onto eggs like lunatics.
That's the one I had. That was beautiful on a bit of steak. That was, bit of steak, bit of potato, beautiful.
Yeah. So with everything that we make, when we actually get it into the bottle, we have to strain it to get most of the pulp out. Like, what do you do with that pulp? So, like, in the case of like the Tabasco company, they will dry a lot of it, and a lot of it will actually be sold as cattle feed. A lot of it is sold as like packing material, so it actually gets treated in another way and turned into like compressed blocks that you can burn, all sorts of stuff. So we just basically dried it out because it's a great spice base, and we turned it into barbecue rubs, salts, that sort of stuff. I'm actually going to probably lean more towards the salt because the barbecue rub market is just so crowded, like it's almost impossible to stand out. So I figure let's do what we do best, which is a really good quality, like 2 really good quality sauces and 2 really good quality salt blends, which then you can't repeat them, because unless you can make the sauces that we make, you can't repeat those salts that we make.
That's right.
You can make a barbecue rub because the barbecue rub's got 100 different ingredients in it, and it's naturally going to have sugar in it. It's going to have, a whole bunch of other bulking spices, and it's hard to get Australian made, or at least Australian grown and sourced spices. So I was like, a lot of the idea behind this was to make it like a microeconomy thing. So like only sourcing produce from within the local area, a lot of it that I grew myself. And when we're starting to bring in, spices from Egypt and India and that sort of stuff, nothing against it, but philosophically, environmentally, it doesn't make sense when we find that stuff out here when we could grow it.
Yeah.
Look, I don't look like a hippie, but I can be. I also have a Ford V8. I'm a contradiction. Because I'm bogus.
Well, I used your rubs there quite a few times. So on some pork
you
pork,
used it on
they
Fritz.
turned out wonderful on some
Fritz.
I remember you
I
sent me
used
some
it on
pictures.
Fritz. So I smoked a roll of Fritz and John's rub on it. So good. So good.
I reckon you became a South Australian genie at that point, but that was just a wish granted.
Oh. Well, enough of
good.
Big
That's
Al.
a produce on an icon.
Yeah.
Enough of Big Al talking about rubbing his Fritz, and that's had to be done, John. Had to be done. Well, thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure to have you on board. Come again now. So are you going to go back to doing more comedy soon? Can people find you out and about, or are you going to take another little sabbatical at this stage?
No, I think I'm going to lean back into it, but in a much more kind of scaled back way, because I always tried to I tried to make every gig consequential. Everything was a step towards something better. It's just kind of the way I'm built. Like I like the idea of progress and that sort of stuff, but it's always been detrimental to my, I suppose, health. So the plan this time is I'm just going to hang out at open mics. I'm just going to do gigs just for the fun of it. And when people say, hey, do you want to come down to Manham and do this show for $200? No offense to the people of Manham. I'm just going to be like, no, I'd rather spend Friday night with my wife and my son. Or do you want to come and do this gig at the casino? Hell no. No, I don't.
No.
I want my sanity, and I don't want to have to hold back when I see a whole bunch of guys that have been on 60 Minutes before, Like I I just want to do it for the fun of it. So that's the plan. I'm going to be hanging out more at open mics at Rhino Room, so the Laugh Lab, and probably Friday nights at Adelaide Comedy at the Rhino Room, and that's pretty much going to be about it. I'm just going to be doing it for the love of it from now on.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to hear.
Sounds great.
Yeah, keep doing it because we love seeing you on stage.
Thanks, man. Same goes for you.
Oh, good. Cheers, buddy. We really appreciate you coming on at quite short notice as well. We were kind of we kind of forgot to organise this particular episode, so I think I messaged you at I don't know, 6 o'clock this afternoon.
That's 6 o'clock, yeah. But Scott, I've got a typewriter behind me, mate. You think I have a life? No.
Oh, that's good.
Cool.
All right, mate. Thanks for coming on. We'll see you soon.
See you, buddy.
Cheers, buddy.